Hey everyone, and welcome to today's Explainer. Today we're doing something absolutely crucial. We are building a highly defensible career strategy against the rapid advancement of artificial intelligence. Look, if you've been following the market at all, you know the very foundation of knowledge work is shifting right beneath our feet. But we aren't here to just rehash the problem. No, we're here to map out the exact frameworks and mindsets you need to turn this massive technological shift from a lingering threat into your absolute greatest professional advantage.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the AI automation threat. Second, the massive shift from doer to mover. Third, human leadership landmarks. Fourth, we'll cover the PMP framework. And finally, building your career moat.
Section 1. The AI automation threat, the end of execution.
So, we really need to start by confronting the reality of the modern workplace. The traditional division of labor is transforming, and it's happening fast. Just look at technical creation. AI agents are generating complex code, debugging it in seconds, and mapping out software architecture that honestly used to take human engineers weeks to assemble. It's literally like having an overeager, hyper-caffeinated intern who never sleeps and has somehow read every single coding manual on Earth. The foundational layer of technical execution, the doing part of the job, is just becoming heavily automated.
And it absolutely doesn't stop at engineering. Administrative and execution-heavy work is shifting just as fast. Right now, AI is synthesizing 100-page market research documents, so we don't have to. It's drafting incredibly detailed reports and handling those repetitive daily tasks that used to eat up, 80% of a white-collar worker's day? You know those mind-numbing Friday afternoon status reports? Yeah, AI can execute them in 3 seconds. Beautifully formatted, and the best part is, it doesn't even complain about it.
But what I found really striking in the source material is how intelligent decision systems are now doing the heavy lifting of information processing. They're ingesting massive data sets, cross-referencing global trends, and outputting actionable insights instantly. The software on our computers is no longer just a passive tool waiting around for our input. Actually, scratch that. It's completely active. It's actively taking on the role of the executor.
Which brings us to a highly urgent question. When AI takes over the execution, when it writes the code, drafts the reports, and processes the data, what exactly happens to your career? Think about it. If your primary professional value is tied to being the person who simply executes tasks and checks off automated boxes, your career is at a serious risk of stagnation.
Section 2. From doer to mover, the paradigm shift.
And this brilliantly illustrates the overarching solution here. Because the answer to this automation threat isn't to put your head down and try to outcompute the machine. That's a losing game for sure. The answer is to change your role entirely. Look at the contrast we're seeing right here. The doer executes specific data-driven tasks, a role that's increasingly filled by AI. But the mover steps back. As a mover, you provide the human-centric leadership and interpersonal guidance that absolutely no digital agent can replicate. You're using AI as a subordinate resource in your toolkit, letting it handle the heavy data execution while you step up and oversee the entire framework.
So, to be a mover, you have to become an architect of strategic business judgment. And guys, this is a massive psychological shift. It means moving away from getting the technical task done and looking instead at the broader organizational impact. For example, if an AI writes a flawless, grammatically perfect marketing script, the mover is the human who steps in to determine if that script actually aligns with the company's nuanced Q3 brand goals or its specific cultural tone. Your value is no longer in checking the boxes, your value is in steering the ship.
Section 3. Human leadership landmarks, skills digital agents lack. So what exactly are the specific tactical skills that make up this strategic judgment? Well, these are your human leadership landmarks. First up, interpersonal leadership. Look, an AI can optimize a schedule, but it can't sit down with a burned-out team member, read their body language, and guide them through adversity. Second, cross-departmental coordination, which is really just a fancy way of saying navigating the messy reality of office politics. Third, strategic business judgment, which we just explored. Fourth, resource integration, actually bringing people, complex budgets, and technology together toward a single vision. And finally, driving project implementation. A digital agent can generate a beautiful Gantt chart, but it takes a real human to relentlessly push that plan across the finish line when things inevitably go wrong in the real world.
This creates a crystal-clear division of labor. Notice how this breaks down across resources, systems, and implementation. While AI processes data at lightning speed, the human integrates the personnel and the budget.
While AI operates within its programmed, isolated silo, the human navigates the complex organizational structures, managing the friction and competing interests between IT, marketing, and finance. And for implementation, the AI simply outputs a report. It's the human who drives the actual landing of the project, navigating real-world hurdles to ensure those digital outputs solve a genuine business problem.
Section 4. The PMP Framework, the Universal Operating System. So, the crucial point is, understanding these skills is one thing, but how do you officially transition into this mover role? Well, you need a proven toolset, which brings us to the PMP, or Project Management Professional Certification. Please don't think of this as just a piece of paper or a resume booster. Think of it as an internationally recognized operating system. It's essentially an API for managing complex chaos. It provides the exact organizational mindset you need to break through career bottlenecks and prove that you're the talent capable of commanding AI and human resources alike. Applying this mindset gives you a structured, step-by-step procedure to position yourself as the ultimate leader. Step 1. Organize resources. You pull together the talented humans and the powerful AI tools at your disposal. Step 2. Navigate systems. You facilitate those necessary cross-departmental handshakes required to keep things moving smoothly. Step 3. Drive the landing. You aggressively push for completion. Basically, you let the AI execute all the microtasks down in the engine room while you stand firmly at the helm, steering the entire ship toward a successful delivery.
Section 5. Building your career moat. Unassailable value.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that when you combine a strategic mindset with a universal management framework, you build an absolute fortress around your career. Notice the even cross-industry split represented here. Because this framework is universal, it applies equally across IT, finance, manufacturing, logistics, and way beyond. Think about it. If you're just a coder and an AI learns to code, you're displaced. But if you're a strategic manager who knows how to navigate complex systems and land projects, your skills transcend any single industry. This versatility makes you invulnerable to sector-specific automation. It's your ultimate career moat.
When I was digging through the source material for this explainer, this specific insight literally stopped me in my tracks. Human-centric management is the most sustainable competitive advantage in a future dominated by digital agents. It's incredibly powerful, right? The very things that make you human, your empathy, your interpersonal leadership, your strategic judgment, your ability to just read a room, these are not weaknesses in the face of technology. They're your absolute highest value, non-replicable assets. So the AI era doesn't have to be a threat to your livelihood. It can be the exact catalyst that elevates you into a leadership role. So I'll leave you with this provocative question. Are you ready to stop doing and start moving? It is time to build your moat, master the framework, and take total control of your professional future. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now go out there and lead.